in a few. And tonight we have a special guest. Who is it? I forgot her name. You remember her name?
Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
It's Jerars.
What?
She from Canada, I think. No, she's not
Who
from
is it?
Canada.
Who is it?
Her name is Canada. Oh, I'm sorry, you all forgot. Okay, we have a special guest, Miss Jerars Canada. I tell you, these have your seat, please, baby. These people up here make me forget what I'm supposed to be doing.
Big legs mean sexy legs, Linda. They mean you have sexy legs. Those are sexy legs. Pull that dress up over that knee so that and turn to the side so them single men can see.
You better stick that leg on out there.
Stick it out there so them single men can see. Let them see what they gonna get. Let them see what they gonna get.
Watch that now, mother. You gonna give me a father?
All right then.
I'm not playing with you.
You might find me a father and an uncle.
Tuning into our live show tonight. And if they get irate, don't blame it on me. Okay, send it to their inbox.
But this is your show.
Oh, shucks, it is my show. And you all are going to act very professional.
Yes, we are.
Okay,
Yes,
put
we
on our
are.
professional look.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Oh, I can't even. Okay.
Hello.
I do professional look.
Like this.
Like
Lord.
this.
It's not my dear.
Like this. All right, forget all that professional. We are real on our talk show, okay? It's hard to be that like that. What are you doing?
He's toasting himself.
He always doing that.
He's trying to get that.
Drinking a lot down there.
I
They be
know
drinking
it.
a lot.
And I
They
think
eat
I'm trying to figure out what he
popcorn.
mixing. What's up on this table you putting in there?
It ain't no hen.
Okay. Hello, Marion. Hi, Marion Oliver.
Hey,
All right, Marion did an
Oliver.
awesome job yesterday at our
she
church.
did.
She
Hey,
spoke
Helen Wilkins.
so
Oh, wow.
well.
Yes,
She
did.
did good.
Oh, my gosh.
She did
Go,
awesome. Thank you, Marion.
Kimberly, you didn't see it yesterday.
No.
You normally on.
No.
I
It was
gotta
my
drink my
first day of
water.
vacation.
Oh, Kimberly.
With my
Kimberly,
BFF,
Kimberly.
and we just had a great time. We went to the rooftop in Dallas to have dinner, and you have got to take your wife. Pastor's got to take you. Got to take your wife. It's Restoration Hardware on the top. Watch the sunset, and you eat. The food was excellent. I had the garlic roasted chicken.
Oh, wow. Stop,
You
Kim. I'm
gotta
getting
go.
hungry.
Knox Lane.
I am getting hungry.
Make your reservations and go. You're gonna love it.
I think
Can single people go?
Yes.
anybody can do. They don't care
Yes,
what
they
kind
want
of money
They
you
like
got.
green money. They don't care, but you're gonna love the food.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to have our scripture walk because we want to know what Miss Canada. I messed up her first name, so I'm sorry. Is it Jerries? Jerries.
Jared, like Jared, but it's Jared.
That is so beautiful, though. We're going to find out in a few minutes. Okay, so, okay, Kimberly, do your scripture walk.
Go, Kimberly.
I
Go,
like
Kimberly.
that outfit.
Walk it out.
Okay. Our scripture walk dance, because she used to walk, but she's doing a combination tonight, is Philippians 1:6. Always finish what you start, okay? And don't put off and say, I'll do it tomorrow, because like I always say, tomorrow turns into today.
Yes.
So don't put it off. Do what you can while you can. And don't ever, never, ever give up on your dreams. Both of these plats are designed by Emmanuel, and he can, you know, he is so creative because he came from good product, which is me and my husband. Produces a good product. And he can put these beautiful plaques. They come in small, medium, and large. Whatever you want on there. He put pictures on there, your favorite saying. He is so creative, and that you can find or reach us under www.kirkinspirations.com. And when he makes all that money, I can retire, so I'm retiring soon, okay? All right, so tonight we're so blessed to have, I'm going to call her Miss Canada, because I wouldn't mind going to Canada again. I would, I tell you. So we have tonight this beautiful young lady here.
Yes.
That Linda and I both know, and we've been asking her to come on the show.
And I think Jerome knows, you know.
Jerome don't know.
You know, Jerome,
Jerome don't even know. What's
he
your
know.
name? What's your name?
My name is Barack Hussein Obama.
See, I told you didn't know.
Oh, God.
Okay, so
As they say, when you... Our brother man from the fifth floor.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
For the fifth floor.
All right.
You got some milk.
I tell you, y'all are so funny. Y'all are
Daddy
too
over there.
It was a milky cookie.
Y'all are too funny. But tonight, Linda been asking Miss Canada to come on the show. And then I was at another meeting recently, and we got to talking, and I told her, look, I'm gonna send you this and the dates, and she selected tonight to be on our show. And her ministry is Prison to Purpose, right? Prison to Purpose. And we wanna know all about what Prison to Purpose entails, okay?
Yeah.
So it's your ball game. Let me throw it to you.
Oh,
Bam!
wait a minute, let me catch you.
Bam! Okay.
Touchdown.
All right. Woo! So you throw yours.
Roll Tide.
All day, every day.
All right.
Well, God bless you all. Thank y'all for having me here. I'm really excited to be here with y'all. I've been trying to get on for quite some time. Miss Linda has been fussing at me.
That's right. Mother will fuss at you. She doesn't care.
She will fuss at you. But I'm glad to be here tonight. So thank you all for inviting me. So Prison of Purpose, what is it? It is our nonprofit organization.
Okay.
And we are a 501c3, so all donations are tax deductible.
Yeah.
I like that. I love that.
And what we do is we try to help those who have been impacted by incarceration,
Okay.
and help them to successfully reacclimate back into the
Oh,
community.
that's good. That's good.
And what we try to pour into them is a change of your mind. You change your
Okay.
thinking, you change your actions.
That's good.
So
That's
we
good.
have a comprehensive 12-week course
Okay.
on personal development, life skills,
Okay.
responsible thinking, and job skills. When I got into this industry, I thought that it was difficult to get a job once you get out of prison. And for some, it is true
Yeah.
that is an obstacle for them. But I saw that there were a lot of employers who were willing to work
That's right.
with returning
Yes.
citizens. So
Yes.
I said, well, that's not the thing that I want to focus on then. So what is it? And it just came to me, be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Yes.
So that is what we decided to focus in on, helping them to renew their mind.
That's good.
Our motto is retrain your mind, realize your purpose.
Oh, I like
and
that.
So we have classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 8 p.m. And we've partnered with TCC here
Okay.
On the South Campus.
Okay.
So our classes are on the South Campus of TCC. And we feed our participants
Ooh,
at
I'm
every
gonna come.
class.
Can I come and
Yes,
sit in?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now I tell them we don't feed steak and potatoes there, but we do make sure that they eat. I always joke with them. I say it's difficult to concentrate when you're hungry.
I know that's right.
That's true.
We want to make sure that they are fed physically and mentally and spiritually. And then each of our participants get their own personal mentor. We call them mentors. All of us have mentors. We call them BFFs.
I know that's right.
But we give them a personal mentor
That's good.
to help them to transition. I tell them that classes are on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but what if somebody tick you off on a Wednesday night? What you gonna do? You can pick up the phone and you can call your mentor and say, hey man, talk me down before I blow it. So
That's
we
good.
want to make sure that we keep them on the right path and have someone there to kind of walk with them, be their accountability partner while they go through the transition from institutionalization to being out in real world, free world. At the end of our course, we do celebrate them.
That's
We
good.
know how it feels to graduate. You know, we know that feeling of
yeah.
accomplishment that we
Yes,
feel when
yes,
we walk across
yes.
the stage. Some of my participants have never had that feeling.
Right.
So we give them a graduation at the end of their 12-week program. They get to dress up. They get to invite their friends and family.
That's
and
awesome.
they do the whole pomp and circumstance. We walk them in.
I love
and
it.
we just celebrate them and give them a sense of accomplishment. And I can
Yes.
do it. There are people
Yeah.
behind me who believe in me.
Yes.
And I want to do better because
That's
I see
nice.
that I have some people behind me that are rooting for me.
That's
what's
good.
up.
So when did you start Prison to Purpose?
So we started officially in 2020. right before COVID hit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But the story goes back a little bit further than that. God gave that to me when I was in my early 20s, that I would be in prison reform or prison ministry. And I was, like most of us, we in our early 20s and we're on fire for God. And we're like, Lord, what do you want me to do? What's my purpose? What's my calling?
Right.
And he said, prison ministry. I said, huh? Wait a minute, Lord.
Hold up.
I said, I ain't never been to jail. I ain't never been to prison.
I was going to ask you that you been to prison.
Not at all.
And you are doing this kind of ministry.
I was
That's
so-called
awesome.
a good girl, going to school, doing all the things. So I left him alone, like a lot of us do. When we get our call and we're not ready, I said, I'm going to let you deal with that one. And I went on with my life.
You put it back on God.
I did. I said, you can have them because I know you mistaken me for somebody else.
For Jerome.
Yeah, I'm Jerars, not Jerome.
Not Jerome.
And I went on with my life and thinking I was doing my own thing. And I went to school and I got a degree in business management. I went back and got a master's in human resource management because I love people. I love being around people. And I knew that I wanted to help in some way. And I got what people call the American Dream job. I got in human resources in the federal government. And if you know about that, once you get in the federal government, you either die or retire in the federal government. You don't leave. But God made that place miserable for me. Miserable. Miserable. And in 2016, I was like, okay, I've had enough. And I walked away from that. People looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, well, okay, Lord, what do you want me to do now?
But what did your husband say when you...
Oh, he was upset. He thought I was crazy. He did. Because, federal employment,
That's
they
an
make
investment.
pretty good, they make pretty
and then
good
you invested
salaries.
with good benefits and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
How were you with the federal government?
10 years.
Wow.
10 years.
You stayed there 10
So you
years.
invested.
So you invested,
You
right?
invested.
I was.
Okay,
Right.
you still invested. Okay.
Yeah. And he said, you gonna do what?
You need some Jesus.
Right. I don't think the Lord told you to do that.
You better go back and question that one.
Yes.
So y'all had y'all with Jesus?
Hey, Sue.
Yeah, that's who that was.
Right.
Hey, Sue talking.
Let me ask you, do you think you would have still made that move if you weren't married?
Absolutely. May have been quicker if I wasn't married because
Okay.
married, I have 2 children, and most households need 2 incomes.
Right.
So I probably would have just walking out on my own faith and not having to consider him at all, which I kind of didn't anyway.
Well, I was talking about
Don't
I was
tell him
actually
that.
talking about the financial part of it because most
Right.
people don't step out because of the
Right,
financial
you're
part.
absolutely right.
Because you still have to eat, you still have to pay the bills, you still have to
And
do
then
this
you
and
had
that.
the 2 children, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
And a house
You
note,
step out
car
on
note.
faith.
Car note, yeah, you
I
still have
really-
all that, and
yeah,
30
all
days
of
come a
that.
lot faster when you
Oh,
me about it.
man. So yeah, it was tough. It was tough, but I had to choose federal employment or my mental stability because it was taking me down because I knew I wasn't in my call. I was not in my lane. And so I said, well, Lord, what do you want me to do? And God said, my answer didn't change. So I said, well, okay, sir. What do you need me to do? And I started to volunteer inside of prisons first. And I started that in 2016 in Seagoville. And that's an all-male federal correction institute.
Oh.
Wow.
So when I was there, that was a big, okay. And but when I got in there, and I tell people, when I heard those bars go boom, I was like, yeah, I'm in
that's
here now.
scary.
I'm in here now.
It's very scary.
It was scary, but once I got in there and I saw what the messages and the subjects that the guys were teaching these guys, I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what they need. And I did that for a few years, and I moved over to Lou Sterrett. And I had gotten so used to my guys that when I went to Lou Sterrett on the 4th floor, it was all ladies. I was like, I don't want to be around a bunch of ladies. I want my guys. But they were just as amazing. They were just as amazing. And then COVID hit, and they pulled everyone out. And I said, okay, Lord, now what? And I started to reflect on what the information those guys were getting on the inside. And I was like, this is some right now real-time information that they need. And so this is what we're going to do. We're going to create Prison of Purpose and give them that real-time information when they have to make real-life decisions right now.
Oh, so you came up with the name Prison to Purpose.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this
God
is
given.
this is your business.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
nonprofit organization. Mhm.
So do you, how many do you average in your class?
Well, we are just starting. So we've had 2 successful classes. We had 2 classes, 2 graduations. The first class were 7 guys, all guys, and they did really well. And the second class was integrated. It was men and women.
Okay.
And they even stay in touch as a group. They just added me to a group text, and they still talk and keep in touch with each other. And I think that
That's good.
that's really good that they
That's
built a
good.
bond. One thing that sticks out of my head, one of the books that we use is called Personal Development, and that book is intense. It is heavy. It makes you put a mirror to yourself and dig out those things that you try to suppress, you try to hide.
Right.
And you know, I say you have to bring it up and bring it out, process it so
That's
that you
right.
can move forward. And one of the guys said, man, I've been in and out of prison. I've been in and out of programs, but this was the most intense program that I have been in. So I count it all joy. I thank God for that.
That's
that we're
good.
giving them real stuff that they really
So
need.
they actually would come out. Did you have a lot of them would start and then stop? Or they
No.
just kept through the whole
They kept
program?
through. As a matter of
That's
fact,
good.
when we started doing 8 weeks.
Okay.
And we found out that we couldn't get through the curriculum in 8 weeks, and so I asked the facilitator, can you ask the guys if they would be willing to stay a couple of extra weeks just to get through? And the guys were like, absolutely.
That's
And that
good.
was amazing. That touched my heart because it lets me know that they're really getting something out of this
Out of this,
information.
yes.
To the point, because they, they're only giving their time. And they were okay with giving us more of their time just to finish the curriculum with us.
So are they working?
They are working. So the classes that I've had so far, they've been working.
Okay.
And I am in HR by trade, so I wanted to hone in on the working piece, make sure you got your resume right, because
Right.
I have seen millions and millions of horrible resumes.
Ooh, girl.
Horrible.
yeah.
But I want
Don't we?
OMG. So that's a pet peeve. I had to make sure that they had their resumes right. But most of our people were working already.
Okay.
But I'm still there for those who aren't working, that I can help them get. And then sometimes not even a job, but get into a career. Get their resumes ready for a
Or
career.
even start their own business.
Absolutely,
if they want to do that
too.
as well.
Absolutely.
So, how many people on your staff?
We have 6 right now. There's 6 people on our board.
6, okay.
Mhm.
And do y'all have like, normally when you go through group, you have like a outpatient? Do y'all have outpatient where they can come in sometimes if they need? I know you mentioned the mentors, but do y'all follow up, as your staff, do y'all follow up on them?
Absolutely.
To make sure?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We follow up at 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months. We want to keep up with them to see how they're doing post-graduation.
So
Yeah.
has anyone ever asked to come back in because they might need some more, intense counseling?
They haven't asked to come back in. They've asked to come back and volunteer and speak to our next class.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
That is better.
Yes.
So how do
Yes.
you recruit your candidates?
That's how me and her got. I go down to parole and probation
Okay.
to their new
Uh-huh.
release class
Yeah.
on Tuesdays,
All right.
and I talk to them. I also go to First Stop. They have.
Oh, yes.
They had a new release on every first and third Monday, but I think they changed it, and now it's just once a month. So I
Okay.
go once a month and put it out on social media.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we do our recruiting.
That's good.
So how would we find you on social media?
You can find us on Prison to Purpose. We have our own page.
Okay.
On Instagram as well.
Okay.
We have our website, prisontopurpose.net.
Okay,
So you can find us on there as well.
okay. What community partners do you work with that kind of partner with you to help with those wraparound services and other things that they might need?
So there is a truck driving school, On
Okay.
Time Trucking.
Okay.
They are out of Arlington on Cooper. I couldn't think of where she was.
Yeah.
And she is willing to take on some of our graduates so they can get their CDLs.
That's good.
Yes, they are paying. Y'all know how much they are paying CDL drivers?
A lot.
A lot, almost $100,000.
A year.
Yes.
That's right.
Because they are so short-handed. Yes, upwards of $100,000.
And they can make more than that if they
Yes.
own their own truck.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, they
Yes.
can make more than that.
So we have them. CLC is another community
Right.
partner.
Right.
They
That's
help,
CLC.
good, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know.
They help us a lot. First Stop is also a partner with us.
Right.
They help us with bus passes if they need bus passes or any other services, dental services. And then we have local business owners
Okay.
who
Okay.
have partnered with us and said, they would look at our graduates once they graduate for potential employment.
What about Workforce Solutions for Tarrant County?
Workforce Solutions.
That's how I met 'em.
Yes,
Okay.
I actually talked to, it was a guy that was there.
Peter?
Oh,
Mark.
he got a funny last name.
Oh, Matt?
What's his
Wait,
last
wait.
name?
Oh, my girl, I can't pronounce that man.
Oh, okay.
I think I know who you're
Yes,
talking about.
well, he reached out to me and, for an email. And you all have a program, I think it's a one-day program or something like that. I don't have all the details
Okay.
right. But he wanted to see how we can create a bridge from your piece of
Is it
it
maps?
to us.
The maps for the
No, it's
return
not
of
the
the
guy's last
population?
name.
Because don't they have a specialized maps for,
Well, they have maps with workshops. You talking about
Yeah.
workshops?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have workshops for them,
Workshops.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes, But you know, what I want to know now is because you have all types of case by case. Do y'all accept all case by case, or is it certain cases you can't accept,
Right. Good question. So we do accept all of them. That was a conversation when we were starting the groundwork of Prisoner Purpose. What would be a disqualifier for our participants? And as we discussed it, we were like, well, gosh, well, if you have this disqualifier and you have a different one
Right.
and you have a
That's
different
right.
one, we won't have anybody in our
That's
program.
right.
So we just said, no, there are no disqualifiers. We just want people who want to do the work to do better and be better and get themselves on the right track and stay on the right track. That is our only requirement.
That's
and an
good.
investment of time because it is 12 weeks.
Right, because at one of the meetings, one of the guys mentioned that if you had a sexual
Yes.
case, that a sex offender case, that a lot of people didn't want to hire them or even
That's
work
true.
with them
That's
because
absolutely right.
of that, and he felt like it wasn't right for them to be excluded out.
I absolutely agree.
And they made the mistake, but they let child pedophiles and all that come in. To me, that's almost on the same thing. But so you all accept all of them.
Yes.
Because they all need help.
They
Yeah.
all need
You
it.
know.
And when I was in Seagoville, one story that stuck with me, one of the guys, he was dating his high school sweetheart. She was 2 grades under him. And it was an interracial relationship. The parents did not
Lord, there
approve.
we
Y'all
go.
know where this is
We
going,
know
right?
where it is.
The parents did not
He was
approve.
18,
so
she was
when
16.
he turned 18, you're absolutely right.
Statutory rape.
There it is, and he was sitting in Seagoville because of that. He has a rape charge, so when he comes out of Seagoville, he has to register as
you're
a
right.
sex
And
offender.
that's something.
And he
Even
didn't
though it was
do
consent.
it was
That's
consensual,
right.
and they had been dating, but the parents could not do anything about it until he turned 18.
Big time.
So they got a case
Yeah,
on it.
and then they got a case on it. Yeah.
And that was a question that was brought up
Yeah.
to me too. If they are the same age and it is consenting, is it considered statutory rape?
Yes,
And
it
it is by law.
By law.
Even though they
it was
both agreed
consensual.
on it. It's still
fact that she was a
rape
minor.
because of the age and they're underage. And I had one of my people gonna tell me, well, that's not right, because both of them was consenting in it. I say, but baby, she is still underage, and by the law, it's still considered statutory rape. If she was on, I pull documents off the thing and show it to her, she still saying, but it's not rape because she consented to it. The man was older than her.
It probably wasn't rape in their eyesight.
In their
but-
mind, right.
But the law, you have to go by the law because we're governed by the law. It states it is as considered a crime. It's a statutory rape, regardless if she did consent to it.
Right.
It's still statutory.
That's
because
what they say.
You,
If they're not, what, is it
invading.
18?
Yeah,
It's 18 and up
You know,
was
I've heard
wrong.
that the laws have changed.
Changed
I'm
to
not
21
very,
or
I'm not
something
very
like that.
sure what it's changed to, but I heard it has changed a little bit. But yeah, so
But
you know,
they don't look at
all
it that
sex
way.
offense cases are not the same. They
That's
are not
right.
equal, and so it is kind of unfair to group all of sex offenders
Right.
into one
One.
big pot when you really
Yeah.
don't know the case, and it's difficult for
It
them
is.
to even find housing.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
it is.
personally
Yes, it
called
is.
several apartment
Yes,
complexes
yes.
to find who would take a sex
It's not
offender.
that many.
But
I
you,
still haven't found any.
um,
You'd
That's
be
sad,
within
too.
You need
so many feet of like a school and this and
Mhm.
that. So, you know, most schools are close to apartments.
Apartment complexes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
there's programs where you can go, in fact, if you come tomorrow, there's several houses that handle sex offenders. But the only thing that I don't care about is the sex offenders, that the price that they charge them. I mean, it could be two people in one room and they have to pay like $400 some dollars.
Wow.
You know, for that room, but you sharing, that semi-room. And one thing about the sex offenders, they've got jobs. They find jobs. They find jobs quicker sometimes than the person that's not charged with sex offender.
Oh, wow. That's
Because they
good.
get out and look for it.
They hustle.
And also, there's job sites where they will take sex offenders.
Yeah.
You know, so there's some avenues out there that might
Right.
take time and, you know, a long time, but sex offenders, Miss, one of the SO's officers, she said, all of my guys work. And she said, I don't understand how these others can't say they can't find a job. It's because the SOs are perseverance. They're trying to get into the society, you know.
Right.
Because you got an X on your back anyway,
That's right.
Absolutely.
you know?
That's true.
Absolutely.
And sometimes even when you get off paper, you still has to register as a
That's
sex
right.
offender.
There you go.
So even if you just, like the 16-year-old, the 17-year-old, the 18-year-old. But the thing is that, there's a law, it's called the Brady Law, where they can check to see if you would be considered as sex offender. And the Brady Law, you know, it would either keep you on or keep you off.
Right.
But that's a horrible thing right there.
It is.
And then
It
some of
is.
them are charged for something that they did do. And
Yeah.
that makes it even worse.
I know-
because
yeah, I know a
They
person-
didn't even,
Absolutely.
they didn't even commit the crime.
Right.
And now they have this on their,
Record.
you know, on their record that they did that. And so it's still hard. But like you say, some companies are willing to give them.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Second chance.
You know, a second chance. But we have to retrain their mind. Like you said, the
Absolutely.
renewing of the mind
Yes,
to get
ma'am.
them to understand. Because sometimes you can walk in there and be talking to them, they be like looking all up the wall and everything. And you have those that are actually listening, want the information, you know.
Absolutely.
So it's basically just, I was talking to a guy the other day, I went to speak at the Rotary Club, and he came to me and he said, you know, do y'all work with offenders? I said, yeah. He said, well, this person had just gotten out, and he said, it's so hard to get them to move. And I said, why? He said, because I knew what he was gonna say. He said, because I have to tell him what time to get up. I have to tell him to go in and you know, shower. I have to tell him. He said, because his mind is so
Yes.
trained to somebody
Institutionalized.
waking him up at a certain time and telling him when to eat.
Absolutely.
And he said he'll be sitting there saying, well, I'm just waiting on you to tell me when I can go eat breakfast. He said, you are free now. You can go eat breakfast anytime. You don't have to wait on us.
Right.
You know, so I told him, yeah, we do have programs that can help him, but you've been locked up for so long, it's hard to break that sometimes. So he was saying
It
that was
is.
his hardest part, was trying to get him to get out the house and go look for work and to find out about the program. So I was telling him about the different centers that we have and what we can offer them. So prison to purpose is something that if you all are been to prison or you know somebody that's been to prison and they want some help, Miss Canada can help you with that. Tell them again how you can get
Yes, ma'am.
your information and my son is putting the information up
Oh,
on
good. Thank you.
on Facebook and everything as we're speaking as well.
So it is prisontopurpose.net. That's prison to purpose.net. Our number is 682-307-7148. Or you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Prison to Purpose. We do have a page there as well.
Okay.
And you know, something else that you had said about it's just difficult for him to move. I tell our people too, putting on my HR hat, that a lot of people don't lose their jobs because of a lack of education
That's right, or
or
experience, okay,
experience
that's
or even
right.
a background.
That's right.
But they don't keep their job, a lack of communication
Communication.
skills,
Right.
That's
conflict
right.
resolution skills.
That's right.
I said we have a whole bunch of people who can get you a job today.
That's
but
right.
if you don't change your thought process, you will lose that
that
job
job.
today.
That's right.
So you have.
And
We
that's
don't
with
want to help
anybody.
you get a job, right? We want to
That's
help you
with
keep
anybody.
that job,
That's
not
right.
just that job, but help you stay out.
That's right.
My dad was in prison. My husband is an ex-offender. So I have a personal relationship
Right.
with people who were affected by incarceration. And so I have a personal desire to help those who have
That's
been
good.
incarcerated because I know how it helps the family. When you do better, your family does better.
That's right.
And how difficult it was for both my dad and my husband to be reacclimated back into their family. Not just a job. Yeah, you got to
Right,
get a
right,
job.
to get back into
but
the
you have
family.
to get back into
That's
the
right.
fold of your
Right.
family.
Right.
And that can be difficult.
Right.
So, you know, that's my personal reason that I like to help those who have been incarcerated.
That's
Because I
true.
know I want to help the person.
Right.
Not just get the job, but get back into their family, get back into the fold of life,
That's so good.
and find a different pathway.
Right, right.
So do you, are y'all have a program where you teach cognitive and anger management?
So we do anger management within the scope of our curriculum.
Okay.
We have different subjects that we teach.
Okay.
So they go through a book. And so we do talk about anger management as well as conflict resolution.
Okay, so that would be cognitive.
Yes. Yes.
And also, I need conflict resolution.
Say you need it.
Remember, I've been at Tarrant County Jail
Uh-oh,
for 7
uh-oh.
years, okay?
You can come sit in the back. You can come sit in the back and listen.
Let me ask another question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what about, do y'all also have a program just for people that haven't been incarcerated? Or for their family members where they can learn what they are going through?
Right.
You know, have them come with them so they can say, okay, this is, support them and say, and listen, because sometimes people, I know when my son was incarcerated, you know, I spent time with, like I told him, I said, you weren't the only one
Yes.
going, I mean, you weren't
That's
the only
right.
one in jail. I was in there and your
Right.
dad in there.
That's good.
Because, you know, we had to go down there, I had to pray and word that somebody wasn't gonna rape my
Yeah.
son. You know,
Yeah.
that he goes
That's
in there
true.
as a man and he comes out as a man. You know, and the first day he told me, he said, Mama, I'm in here with murderers and killers. He said, Mama, and I'm listening at him like, well, Derek, you brought this on yourself, but I didn't say that to him because he was afraid.
Right.
And he said, time he walked in there, he said, Mama, those guards do not watch anything. He said, this guy came up to him and told him, "Say, you're gonna be my B tonight."
Yeah.
And so he had to fight. He said, I had to fight to prove to him, I'm a man and I'm not gonna be your B tonight. You know, and he got into, I think they had to put him, went in the hole.
Solitary.
Yeah, he went in solitary for, I think they gave him 30 days in solitary. That's in there, and you come out 1 hour a day. 23 hours, you
Yeah.
inside there. So I look at the people that, I know that they caused this on themselves, but I also look at the fact that they are strong individuals to be able to be incarcerated and come back out and try to adjust to this world.
Absolutely.
That's
Because-
what I deal with, too.
Because we
That's a lot.
have people that get out, they've been in there 35 and
Years.
40 years.
Yes.
And so they don't even know how to use their phone. It was one man, I felt kind of sad for him. He said, my daughter got me this phone. He said, but I don't know how to use it. He said, I wasn't used to no phones, you know, because back then you had to remember the phone numbers. You know how we had to remember those phone numbers?
Yes.
Now I can't remember no one's number but my own, hell.
Right.
But the thing is that we as a society gonna have to do better. I know they have committed a crime. I understand all that, but sometimes we have to evaluate. Now there are some that try to play you.
Of course.
You know,
Of course.
They,
Career criminals.
yeah, career criminals. They will try to play you. But I also look at the fact that there's some people that don't even go to jail and they try to play you.
Now that's the
Oh,
truth
right.
there.
So you
Those
know,
slicksters.
yeah.
Yes.
So my question also is, how can we as like parole, how can we help? Have you spoken to maybe the ARD or the RD and see and introduce your program where it can go from, you know, Dallas, it can also be in Dallas. Sometimes you can have a little site in Dallas, you know, on a certain night where they can bring people, because
Yes.
although we have classes, we don't have classes, you know, and sometimes, like you said, yours are intense.
Yes.
Okay, I was a 12-week program, but yours is intense, and then you are evaluating at the same time you're doing it. Do y'all do psychological evaluations?
No, we don't get that deep. Yeah, that we're,
Okay.
we're
get
not
that
doctors.
deep,
No, we
Yeah.
don't. But so to answer your first question, do we have a program for support, the family support? We are looking at that. We're working on that. As a matter of fact, our last class, we had a gentleman in there, and his fiance wanted to sit in. She had not been incarcerated, but you know, she wanted to be there as a support for him and kind of see what he's learning and kind of help him when he gets back home.
Okay, that's
And so
good.
yeah, she sat in the whole 12 weeks with him.
Wow.
And she was right there at graduation with him. So we have that. I would like to have some type of program just for support family, because like you said, it's not just them, it's the family too that goes through
Right.
it. And then you also said, you know, he had to fight, and that's kind of the battle that we try to fight against, because you have to turn into a different individual when you are behind bars. You know, you might
You
be
lose
a
everything,
genuine,
identity and all
yes, but
You
you
lose
get in
that.
there, you get stoic, you get hard. You know, you have to put on this face, and once you come out, it's like, okay, I've been this way for so long, I forgot
do I
who my
renew
real
myself?
self
How do I
is.
adjust?
Yes,
Right.
And so kind of coming back off of that,
Right.
that
Right.
high for them, that kind of breaking them back down. Say, okay, you are human. It's okay. We're gonna walk you through this process. So that's a way that we're looking to expand our program.
That's good.
Secondly, you had asked about, have I spoken to the RD? So I did do an interview with the supervisors of the different parole offices here in town, and I have been asking, like, what can we do to incentivize these parolees to take this class? I want them to. I don't want them to feel like they have to be bribed to take the class,
Right.
but some type of incentive
Right.
for them. We know that we have a quality product. We know once you get in the class, you're gonna get something out of the class. But some people don't, see the benefit before they actually get into
Right,
it.
right.
So if you could help, if you can help talk to someone, just to see what kind of incentives we can give them.
Right.
For participating in it. I know they'll be better off on the other side of our program.
Right. And to
Right.
get the word out there.
Right. Getting the
Absolutely.
word out
You
there.
know.
I know, because
That's good.
yeah, but it's a people don't realize it's a process, because I remember when Derek first got home, he called me. He was freaking out. There was sugar on the table, just plain old sugar on the table. He freaked out. He told his dad to take the sugar off the table. And his dad asked him, well, why you want me to take that sugar off the table? He said, because that's a case. That's a case.
Wow.
And that's true. When you're in prison and you're found with sugar, you get a case
Mm.
because they use it to make their wine and and they keep their fruits and all and they oranges and they
Wow.
in it. What is that word? Ferment.
Ferment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you put your sugar in there. He said, Mama, Daddy, that's the case. You need to remove that sugar. And then Brackens had to talk him
Yeah.
down because
Yeah.
he was focusing on he was still incarcerated.
Yeah.
And does that happen where they it's like they have a blackout or something?
We
While
have
they're in
well.
your class.
I was not allowed to be in the men's class, so our classes are separated. Men are taught, led, and mentored by men, and women are the same. So I wasn't allowed in the men's class, but I was told that there were a few episodes
Okay.
in the class session that different subjects triggered different things, and one of our participants got a little upset and agitated. So he did have a flashback, I guess. He called me after the class was over. He said, everything's okay. I just want to let you know what's going on. We had a little issue today.
That's good.
But that's okay. That we want to create that atmosphere for them to be okay with
That's
that
good.
and have seasoned, godly men talk them down.
Right,
It's
right.
okay. You're in a safe space.
That's good.
And so he told me, we got to resolve this, okay? And he's all right. And he'll
That's
be
good.
back Tuesday.
That's good.
Wow.
That's good.
So yeah, they do.
And
They do.
My Lord.
And we have to have shows like this because we want those that's been incarcerated to know that there is help out there.
Yes.
It's nothing to be ashamed of. You paid your dues. Let's start over with a new career, a new outlook. And that's what I'm getting from Prison to Purpose, that they have this 12-week
Yes, ma'am.
curriculum that you can take. And it's a good little program. I haven't been to it yet, but I'm about to sneak over there and see what's going
Yeah,
on.
come sit in the back.
But we need this information to get out, and we want you to share this. So you'll still be able to see this show after the show. You can see it on YouTube, and you can see it on Facebook. We want you to go in. If you know somebody that's been in prison and they want some help, tell them about Prison to Purpose. Tell us one more time. What would you tell our audience tonight to leave them with something positive?
Absolutely. I will leave them with, it's done, it is finished. Forgetting those things that are behind you and press towards those things that are before you. You've done your
Yes.
time back there.
Right.
Let's start here today, move forward, rebuild
Right.
where you are, and go from there.
And
We
that's
can help
good.
you do that.
And give them your website again and phone
Yes.
number one more time.
Prison to Purpose, that's prisontopurpose.net. Our number is 682-307-7148. And our Facebook and Instagram is Prison to Purpose.
So
Okay.
they all over.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
I have one more question.
Okay.
Come on with it.
What are the fees? I mean, how do they go into your program? What are the fees? Is there a certain Yeah,
The
basically.
cost. Yes, ma'am. So it's $30. $30, and that basically just covers the cost of the books.
Wow.
And they will get so much more than that.
And plus they
than
get
the
food
$30.
too.
Yeah, every
They feed them
Every
too,
class,
so
every
hey,
class.
you can't beat that. Books and food, yeah.
every class.
All right, that is so good. And we want to thank you, Miss Canada, for coming
Thank
in
you.
on the
Thank
show
you.
with us tonight.
Amen.
And we appreciate you taking the time out. Because I have
Amen.
learned a
Thank you for
lot
having me.
from
So
that.
have
So
I.
we're going to have to come by there and check you out. Are you
Yes.
down Tuesdays and Thursdays?
Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yes,
and then
ma'am.
6, what time?
6 to 8.
6 to 8, and
Right
that's
here
at the TCC campus?
Yes, ma'am.
Over there,
South.
okay. South
South.
campus, off
Off
Campus
Campus
Drive.
Drive.
Ms.
Oh, okay.
Jerars.
Yes.
Let me ask you.
Sure.
So you feed people every Tuesday?
Every
Thursday?
Tuesday and every Thursday.
Okay.
So you, out of the kindness, you feed to people, and so you think maybe you could convince a certain talk show host every Monday
Oh, to feed-
to feed her co-host,
Oh,
then
well,
help her make
I
her
was
show so
hungry coming
successful.
I was hungry today coming up in
well,
here.
you know, I'll tell her.
You know what? Sometimes I was doing that, then they wasn't eating the food, so I stopped doing it. So y'all have to tell me when
Let
y'all
the
are
truth
hungry.
come out now.
But I used to do that, and they wouldn't eat. and
Thank you,
so-
Jerome.
stuff. So I used to do that. So don't y'all think I'm cheating. I used to do that.
Every
And then I
Monday.
end up getting all this weight on me
Uh-oh.
because Kim would be fashioning and trying to lose weight, and she would nibble on a little piece of cheese.
Eating like a
And
bird.
Tam run in here.
I'm like, let me get this in. I ain't got no
So we will. Okay, so y'all saying that now. When I bring it in on Monday, you all better eat whatever I
all
bring
of
in,
it, y'all.
and ain't gonna be no oxtail. Because they ain't
man.
never had oxtail. A certain person was supposed to be fixing me some oxtail.
Oh my gosh, I
and I
love
still haven't
oxtail.
got my oxtails yet.
Cook oxtail.
So,
Arkansas.
yeah, she's
That
from
way.
Arkansas.
That way.
If Eudora, Arkansas at that.
Arkansas.
Okay, so y'all need to tell me what y'all want to bring. I know Kim like that Albertson chicken
Yeah.
on Monday, so I can get some
Albertson
African chicken and mix it up. But I tell you what, y'all
Albertson
better eat it too.
And
Okay,
then
so
macaroni
thank you,
salad. Ooh.
Jerry's.
Jared.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna get it right. Thank you so much for coming to be with us, and you're welcome anytime.
Hey.
Paris.
Jerry's.
Make the J.
Oh, Jairus.
Make it a J instead of a P.
Okay.
I like that.
I like that.
I like that.
So take me to Paris, Jairus.
I'll take you to Paris, Texas.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've been to Paris, Texas.
You've never been to
Okay, I ain't missing. But anyway, we're going to conclude our show with. We're so excited that you was here.
Yes.
Because we've been
yes.
trying to get on the show. So
Yes.
if you all need to, if you missed the show, go back and look at it. Subscribe to the Talk of Life Talk Show with Elma. I tell you, this show has been so beneficial. We've had good reviews to come back on. We had one earlier
Yes,
that we
yes,
the lady
yes.
said she was so impressed with us and
Got their own
everything. So if you please send us a review, we will love it. And if it's negative, we'll pray for you.
Yeah.
Okay? Because we don't like negativity. And we definitely don't like jealousy. Because when you get women on a show like this and we all love each other, have fun, even if we disagree, we still agree. So we
Yes, we
enjoy,
do.
and now we add a young man to the show so he can show us from a point of view from a man. And so, what you say? I told y'all about talking while we're going to end up losing two people off the show. Because they always want to talk and know I'm nosy and I can't hear.
Tina,
Okay.
me and you, yes, them two, them
Yeah, it used to be those two down
Yeah, we
there.
acting right.
It used
Y'all
to be
acting
these two women here. Now it's the mother and the son over here.
No, he started it.
He always started.
something.
But you entertain it. Oh, but back to the show. We don't want y'all.
see, we
Remember,
on the
we
show.
supposed to be professional. Put on our professional look right now. Put your professional look. Y'all got y'all professional look.
Yes.
Time out for that. We can't have fun if we professional, okay? But anyway, it used to be those two, but you know, they grew up a little. These two here, Jerome have come on the show and just make mother act up. I tell you, and then he tried, see, there you go again, see? And they fight. But anyway, we're going to have our fashion show. And Carlos, please don't stop the music in the middle of our fashion.
This time.
Walk it out.
Walk it out. Come
Walk it
on.
out.
And while she's doing it, y'all remember Mondays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Facebook or YouTube.
Amen.
What's that? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Today I have on my 70s pants, leopard pants,
She makes
and my
them
duster.
She don't bring them to you, though. They talking about you.
And
Then I got my bag, my sequins,
on Matlock.
my sequins bag. Hey, Helen.
Get y'all here talking about, oh, really?
Come on, Beyonce.
Okay, y'all, Kim is doing her fashion. Come on, let's join her. Get up and stretch those legs. Stretch them, stretch them, stretch those legs. I like that outfit, Kimberly. It makes you look so ravishing.
I know,
It
I
makes
love
you
my
look
duster.
like, what is this, a tiger or what is this? Is it a tiger or what? Or a cheetah or something? What is it? Is it? And she'll scratch you too. Okay, we have t-shirts. She will scratch you. We have t-shirts. Here, Cam, come on, baby. You the youngest one of us. Go, Tan. These t-shirts are designed and created. We can do one. Come on, Miss Canada, do your thing. Jerry's.
Okay, go on. You gotta walk down there, girl.
Oh, baby, you gotta
And
walk.
hers is trust God. See, we make everybody have fun on this show, girl. Okay, come on, mother. Show those
All right,
legs.
mother, show
Show
those
those legs.
legs.
And look at your son coming behind
He
you.
got
Look
the
at him.
microphone. He got
Look
the
at him.
microphone.
And that one it said, you don't look. What you look at? I don't know why she
He
trying
got
to
the
hide her leg.
microphone at the
And she
leg.
gonna
Did
put-
you see he put the
But wait a minute, Kia. But check this out. She gonna put on this short tail dress
And then try to
and then
hide.
trying to hide her leg.
Oh, had the microphone.
Yeah, microphone. Like the t-shirt gonna talk to her. Like the t-shirt gonna talk to her. But if you gonna dress to show your legs, you dress to impress. Okay, so go and show them. Do your soul train dance. Come on, your turn. Do your soul train. Come on, mother. Go, mother. Go, mother. Show your legs, mother. Show
Show
them.
them legs. Come on, mother.
That's just how she walked too.
Show them legs, mother. Show them legs.
All right, come on, Kimberly. Come on, Tan. Who gonna go next? Come on.
I show.
Come on, do your thing. Come on.
Let's go together. Let's go together.
Come on. Oh, go, girl. Come on, Tan. That man probably gonna call you after the show. All right, come on. Oh, we gotta make sure. Come on, Jay. Come on, Professor Jay. Ain't nobody dance like the professor.
Wait, I see.
Go ahead, Professor. Go ahead. I can't wait to have my birthday party. I'm gonna invite this man.
Go Jerome.
Yeah, we
Go
gotta know how to do
Jerome.
it.
Go Jerome. Go Jerome. Get it, get it.
I'm gonna try to cap off.
All right, go. Go, Elma. Go, Elma.
I'm trying to
Go.
learn it.
Down,
Come on,
down,
Jay.
down.
I be really trying to learn that dance. I always mess it up. What you laughing at, Carlos? Carlos back there. The what? I don't know what no running man. What's that? What's that? What's the running man?
So long.
Oh, is that the running man? Come on, boy, how you doing, Canada? Come on, how you doing? What is it?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that one. Oh, shoot.
I know. I did this so long.
I can't do it. Come on, do it.
Jerry.
But anyway, Mondays and Thursdays, while they still trying to do this, I'm gonna do the running man. That's my running man right there. That's my running man. You don't do it.
Uh-huh.
Come on. But anyway, while that's the running man. Oh, there she go right there. I can't even drop it like it's hot.
Yes, you can.
Mine
Come
go
on.
like that.
Get on bend the knee.
I go that far, that's it. I tell you, the only one I can take a dance is the professor up here. The professor be giving y'all.
He be doing the funky chicken.
That's what he be doing. That's how they go. Come on, professor. Y'all gotta learn how to do it like a professor. Come on, professor. I tell you, but anyway, we'll
Hey,
learn that on
Helen.
the
Hey,
next show,
Mom.
y'all.
Hey, Helen.
We gonna get down to Professor Dance on the next show. Y'all tune in every Monday and
Hey, Helen.
Thursday,
Hey, Mom.
8 p.m. And we're gonna have some good guests coming up. Y'all do not want to miss next Monday live. We have a couple that's gonna come on the show, and she is going to talk. I think her husband has been incarcerated, but he's been out, and she's gonna tell the story. And then the following Monday, we're going to have Per Blend, the band that's been here before. So you all need to come out on August the 15th as well, and bring your guests, because you don't want to miss Per Blend. They're gonna be playing, we're gonna be dancing, and we're gonna have a good time. So y'all come out on August the 15th and be a part of our audience, and you'll get to see Jerome do his dance. And thank you, Miss Canada, for coming on the show. Remember, prison to purpose. Y'all go and get into that class, and because we want you to get that job with your name on it, that career with your name on it. May God bless you. A shout out to Glenn, my husband. Will be 40 years next month. Woo! I still got it.
Yes, get it, get it, get it. Hey,
This is what it takes.
Hey, hey, hey. Yes.
That's what
yes.
40 years will get you. Woo! All right, thank y'all. Good night until we see you what? Face to face. Good night, Marion. Love y'all.